Hello, my friends. Liberty Garden coming to you from the home gym. Happy Columbus Day. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about history. Off the cuff, I don't really have much. Just a couple of notes here and there, but that's it. But if you haven't studied the year 1492, it's a very important year in history, particularly in Spanish history, but it affects the world as we know it. So, in 1492, the Muslims were finally kicked out of Spain after 800 years of rule. They were kicked out of their last stronghold in Granada, the south of Spain. The ruling kings in power, or the ruling kings at the time, were Fernando and Isabel. They call him Ferdinand in English. Something else happened in 1492 that not many historians like to talk about is that I think in March or April, the Alhambra decree was signed in Spain, which expelled Jews from Iberian lands, kicked them out. Either you leave the country or you convert to Christianity. Those were their choices. And the other monumental thing that happened in 1492 was that Cristobal Colón, as he's known in Spanish, Christopher Columbus, went to the king and queen for financing to come to the New World. And he got financed and he embarked to America. Well, he was in search for the Indies, the West Indies, but he ended up in America. That's why the Indians are called Indians, the natives here in America. But anyway, that's the relevant of 1492, and that's how Columbus got to the New World. But now I want to speak to you a little bit about the role that Spain played in Western civilization. It's an important role, very important role, pivotal. The Spain and the Catholic Church, right? Because many Protestants, evangelicals, Baptists, whatever, all the flavors of Protestant denominations, I've heard more than one time called the Catholic Church the whore of Babylon. I mean, I'll excuse their ignorance. Obviously, they haven't read a book. They haven't read any history. So, forgive them, Father, for they do not know what they speak. But it was the church that was fighting the Ottoman Empire. It is the church that fought for the first 1,600 years until the Protestants came along for Western civilization. It was the Catholic Church that's the linchpin of Western civilization. Catholic Church is Western civilization. I mean, bottom line. And if we fast forward a little bit, we come to a pivotal point where Europe was in disarray, and they were at the brink of being invaded by the Ottoman Empire. The year is 1571. And Pope Pius V is about to be invaded by the Ottoman Empire. And if Rome falls, the entirety of Western civilization falls because, Rome controlled the four pillars of Western civilization: France, the Germanic lands, Spain, and Italy. Well, what is now Italy, right? Those are your four pillars of Western civilization. So he puts out a call for anybody to come lead his navy, his armies into battle against the Ottoman Empire. Nobody wants to. Nobody has the money. Nobody has the funds. Nobody's got their shit together, basically. So one young general, Don Juan de Austria, he is the illegitimate son, I believe, of the brother of the king in Spain. One king, King Philip, I think. Again, I'm going off memory. He goes. I'll lead the navy. So they go meet the Turks in the Gulf of Patras. So they take the battle to them, and they're flying the Vatican flag, and they get to battle, and they freaking hand their asses to hand the Turks their asses in a platter. And that was pivotal because had it not been for that battle, the Turks would have come in through Europe, through into Rome, and that would have been the end of that. So that day, that young general and Pope Pius saved Western civilization. I mean, otherwise Europe would be speaking Turkish, or and probably writing funny little squiggly lines for our language. Uh, that was that. But so yeah, to anybody who says the church is the whore of Babylon, just educate yourselves, okay? But that's the relevance. In that battle, there was a young man who, if you speak Spanish, you know who he is, fighting alongside Don Juan. His name is Miguel de Cervantes, and he lost a hand that the day. A musket ball took his hand, so he's called El Manco de Lepanto. Lepanto is the name of the battle. He was a Shakespeare contemporary. He was from 1547. Shakespeare was from 1564. They both died in 1616. April, someday in April, same day. They both died. But Miguel de Cervantes, he is like the maximum. I mean, he's the Shakespeare of Spanish literature, basically. If you ever have time to read his work, read it. It's very good. What else? Yeah, so I think that's about all I have to say about this. The church has played a pivotal role in the Catholic Church. I mean, not the Protestant Church, in Western civilization. And it was not until the 1600s, when the Protestants came about, and the Reformation, all this stuff. Prior to that, the first 1600 years, all the heavy lifting was done by the church, the Catholic Church. I mean, Peter was given the keys, right? There's a straight line with a few interruptions here and there, but he was given the keys. So anyway, folks, thanks for watching, and until next time.